Here on My Talk 1071, we're streaming live, doing everything entertainment at MyTalk1071.com. Colleen Lindstrom. I'm Bradley Trainer. And you guys, we are so lucky. We are very excited to have a special guest in the studio with us. His name is Randy Harrison.
Hey.
Hi, Randy.
Hello, how are you?
Thank you so much for being with us. So now Randy is here, of course, in the Twin Cities right now in the current production of Sunday in the Park with George at the Guthrie. You've been here now. When did the show open?
We opened like a month ago. I've been here about 2 months.
Okay, so you've been here about 2 months. You're going to be here through the end of August, or close to near the end of August with this show. Welcome.
Thank you.
To the Twin Cities.
Yeah, I love it here.
Thanks for being here with us.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me.
So I got to see the show a couple nights ago, and, you know, I mean, like every Guthrie show, we tell people all the time, you have to go see. And after watching the show, I mean, your performance is great, and we'll talk about the performance, but I just always have to remind people how lucky we are. And Colleen, I know you will echo this sentiment, how lucky we are to have such amazing theater in the Twin Cities.
Yes.
It's the best theater town in the country, I think.
I don't think people here realize how lucky we actually are half the time. So
I certainly do, as a New Yorker coming here and seeing all the incredible theater and all these actors who are able to make amazing lives here.
Yeah, and it's cool because you've got, you know, you came, you know, from New York and elsewhere. But there are people in the show that are, you know, part of a working, breathing theater community in the Twin Cities.
Yeah, I think there's a cast of 15 or 16 and only 5 of us are from out of town and the rest are from here. And
That's
they're
awesome.
Extraordinary actors. I've learned so much from them.
Yeah.
And this isn't your first time on the Guthrie stage. You were here in 2007 as well, right?
I was in the first season in the new building in the other theater, the Proscenium Theater, doing the Glass Menagerie.
And, you know, again, you know, as you mentioned, we here in Minnesota value the theater at the Guthrie. But for us, it's ours.
Yeah.
But for somebody coming in from New York, again, who you've done Broadway before,
right?
I mean, how did the two kind of stack up? I mean, I imagine people are equally impressed about the Guthrie.
Honestly, I was very intimidated coming here the first time because the theater has such a reputation, and Minneapolis has such an amazing reputation for the actors who are from here. So I felt like I had to prove myself to come here. And, you know, when someone comes from out of town, different cities, some cities don't like it and are mean, some theater, but everybody was really welcome here, of course. But
here's the test, though.
Yeah.
Have people invited you to their house for dinner?
I have. I have.
Okay, good. That means you've broken through.
Yeah.
You've broken through.
I've been to backyard barbecues.
Yeah. Oh, you're in then.
Okay, good.
Yeah, you're all in.
Good.
So if you guys haven't seen the show, obviously you want to go see the show. But if you don't know much about Sunday in the Park, it's a really emotional production. There is intensity, a raw emotional intensity in that show, and you are bringing it on stage throughout the entire show for 2 acts, and you're doing it. I literally sat throughout the performance going, and not only yourself, but I'm focusing on you because you're here.
Right.
I'm thinking to myself, how do they bring this intensity night after night after night? You're channeling a lot of stuff. So how do you do that? I
mean, the score really helps. It's by Stephen Sondheim, and it moves me emotionally. So it really triggers a lot of things, and I just have to open myself up to it. And, you know, the singing musicals, they make me more emotional. I think they make the audience more emotional. So it really helps to open yourself up to the score. It really helps the physical demands of singing kind of connect you to your, like, a deeper energy in an easy way, and connecting with the other actors who are all just extraordinary.
Was there something that was particularly like a mountain to climb with this production for you as an actor?
Yeah, a lot of things were. It's really difficult material, and I've known this show since I was a kid, so I kind of thought, oh, I know it. But then when you come to rehearsals and you start learning it musically, it's just very difficult. And I've been singing forever, but I'm not the most exquisite musician as far as like counting, and there's a lot of rhythmic difficulties and a lot of slight lyric variations and a lot of lyrics to learn. So it took me longer than I expected to have it in my body in a deep way, and not have to be on the front of my brain being like, what do I say next? How long do I hold this phrase? Where do I breathe?
And then now you have to keep it alive every single night all the way through.
Right.
And how do you do that?
Again, it's connecting with the other actors. I mean, every audience is very different. So you know, sometimes there's audiences that are really laughy. Sometimes there's audience where you can tell they're, you know, very emotional about certain things. So you sort of are always navigating the performance and the story that you're telling collectively with the other actors and the audience. So it is something that if you're attuned to it, it's never the same. Mm-hmm. That helps.
Well, and I was, telling Randy, if you guys are just joining us, we're talking to Randy Harrison from Sunday in the Park with George at the Guthrie. It's going to be there through August 20th. You can go on our website for details. But also, I've gotten word, there's a special 50% off deal on our website.
This is awesome.
So go to mytalk1071.com and pick up that deal. But I was telling Randy before we went on, Colleen, that he has the pleasure of working with two people that we know and have worked with in the past, Ann Michaels and Sasha Andreev.
Oh, we love them.
I love them too.
They're wonderful people.
I don't know if you know this, Randy, but we like to tell people this.
Oh my gosh. We just sound D-baggy when we do this.
I don't care. It's our one chance to shine.
Well, we've been on the stage.
We've been on the stage. It was the Pantages Theater, though. So every year our radio station does this thing called Project Down and Dirty. It's like a reality show on the radio. I know Colleen is rolling her eyes, whatever.
No, I'm not. I'm laughing because we love to relate to people on this level.
We totally relate to you, Randy.
What did you do on the stage?
So
we sang songs and acted.
They put us in a different world every year. So one year it was like you're going to be stuck in a mall and you have to like learn what it's like to run a mall and then run a restaurant. And one year it was a musical. 2 years ago.
That's a fun year.
It was so
I'm glad you got that year.
It was so...
It was the singular hardest thing we've had to do in a week's time.
It was 4 days. We put on a show in 4 days.
That's ridiculous. I mean, that's crazy.
It was amazing. We did choreography. I know that this will probably shock and surprise you. We were 3 strippers from Gypsy.
Oh.
We did that number.
Who was Miss Mazeppa? Wait, what are they?
I was Miss Mazeppa with the trumpet.
Electra is the
Ann Michaels was Electra.
Yes, she was. Oh my God.
And I was Tessitura.
So, But it was only because of people like Ann Michaels, and this was just my way to, just echo how amazing the talent is. It was people like Ann and Sasha who allowed us to not look like complete, utter fools.
4 days is a ridiculous short amount of time.
It was
for us.
unreal.
Yeah, we had 3 weeks for this. Usually I have 3 or 4 weeks to figure it out.
It probably looks more like you had 3 weeks than
show.
Ours looked like a 4-day show.
They
No, it was awesome.
better than we did.
It was. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
We can't let you, go. We've got a few more minutes, but we can't get out of this conversation with talking a little bit about Queer as Folk.
Of course.
Right? So, Colleen, did you watch Queer as Folk when it came out in 2000?
This is one of my pop culture blind spots.
Okay.
Oh,
but because what network was it on?
Showtime.
That's why. Because this was at a time in my life where affording premium channels was not possible. But it has been on, I'm not kidding you, on my list of this is something I need to binge because of the revolutionary nature of the show.
And just for somebody I know who loves TV like you do, and it occupies a very specific space in television history. And it was, for me, I was about 25 years old when it came out. So this was like my, moment to see something similar to me for the very first time on TV. And I'm sure you've had people relate to you all the time, stories just like that.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's something that's sort of gathered significance over the years. And I've become more and more aware of how important it was to people and more grateful to have been a part of something like that.
When you auditioned for the role on Queer as Folk, were you aware of kind of the revolutionary nature at that time of what you were signing on to do?
I think I was. I mean, I'd read about the British one beforehand because it started, there was like one season in England. So I read about it. I knew the synopsis and I read the script. And I knew if they made it the way the script read, that there had never been anything on American television like that.
Right.
I didn't know if they were going to have the balls to do it, but I knew if they did, it would be, I didn't know if it would last, but I knew it would be the first thing of its kind. And I knew as somebody growing up without representation like that before Queer as Folk and before there were many gay characters on television, I knew that it was something that would have been of immense value to me a few years before that. So I knew it would be important to someone. I didn't know how long it would last and how important it would be to
Well, and you've got to have people now, young people coming up to you who've discovered it for the first time. And that's just got to be a treat to have them relate.
It's amazing. Because most of the people that come up to me now are people who were far too young to watch it back when it started, but have watched it on Netflix or, it's in and out. It's often on Netflix every once in a while, or Showtime re-airs it every Pride Month usually. So it's people who have discovered it a lot later, and it's still important to them. It's amazing.
It's absolutely.
See, I'm going to get around to it.
You need to watch it.
I know.
All right. So we always like to end our interviews, Randy, with a few questions.
Okay.
We have 3 standard questions and a bonus question.
All right. Can I get them wrong, or are they just like a
No,
peanut?
they're
No,
totally.
there are no wrong answers.
Well,
Well,
there's
there's
a wrong
one.
answer for the last one.
We'll
We'll get to it. Don't worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, who is your celebrity crush?
My celebrity crush. Tilda Swinton.
Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Okay, number 2.
Number 2 of the questions that we're asking actor Randy Harrison. What's your favorite junk food?
Ice cream.
Any particular kind?
Yeah, I just started getting Jenny's Brambleberry Crisp.
Oh my gosh.
What is
It's
that?
the
Where
most
do you get that?
expensive ice cream. It's like $10 a pint.
It sounds totally
kidding me?
worth it, though.
It's so good. And it's like, it has like jam in it, like boysenberry, like blueberry jam swirled in it, and then like oatmeal crispy things. It's so
Can I just get
good.
this in my freezer section?
Yeah, I get it. They sell it at Whole Foods.
There you go.
There you go. What's it called? Jenny's brand.
Brambleberry.
Jenny's is the brand, and Brambleberry Crisp is the flavor.
All right, so we've got Tilda Swinton, ice cream, and Colleen.
What do you sleep in?
Nothing.
Oh, I love that.
Not a shocker.
Okay.
Now,
I
and
understand
this-
people who sleep in clothes. I find it so uncomfortable.
I sleep
Really?
in clothes. In the winter, I wear socks.
No, if it's really cold, I'll go to sleep with clothes on, but I'll
they'll be
rip them
gone
off
by
in
the
my
time you
sleep.
wake up.
It's like a striptease act in bed.
I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, it's just
All right, so
we have to keep this PG.
before things get too uncomfortable,
This is the one that you can
this
get
is
wrong.
the most important question.
all right.
The most.
With actor Randy Harrison,
Important
currently on stage at the Guthrie in Sunday in the Park with George. Randy, do you know Zac Efron?
No,
Have you never met Zac Efron?
I've never met Zac Efron.
Oh my gosh.
Well, see, you don't know this, but and the reason this is our last question always is because between now and October, our goal is to make human contact with Zac Efron.
Okay.
It's called The Hunt for Hot Zactober.
okay.
It always
and-
sounds weird when we tell people for the first time.
It sounds weird when we tell people for the 10th time, Bradley. It's weird.
Your goal is by October?
By October.
Surely you're going to get
Thank
I
you.
feel like it. And we always ask every celebrity because we're like, you've got to have some kind of connection.
No, I'm never in LA either. So like I have a different celebrity. I don't even have a celebrity circle. I'm a theater actor in New York.
Like Anne Hathaway. Who can you get us close to?
Yeah, we got a 6 degrees.
Close to anyone.
Okay, no, we love you.
We're close to
For
you,
Randy.
which is all that matters right now, and we're very grateful that you took time out of your schedule. To be
My
with
pleasure.
us.
I'm happy to be here.
So again, the show, just to remind people, is going to be here until August 20th, and not only are tickets on sale, but we've got a deal for you. Just head to mytalk1071.com. It's been a real treat. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks,
for taking
Randy.
time
Great
and
to
being
meet you
with us.
both.
And back to the Colleen and Bradley show.